everybody. I'm Lauren,
I'm Emma.
and you're listening to The Oakview. Hello, Emma.
Hi, Lauren. How are you?
Hi, everybody.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to an episode of The Oakview.
Of The Oakview.
Oh, that was fun. Let's do that.
Oh, yeah, we could say it at the same time.
I'm Emma.
Oh, my gosh. I'm Lauren.
I just had to.
I thought that was just like I
No, I
thought it was just something we were going to talk about.
I just had to do
I
it.
thought it was just an idea.
Well, the idea came to flourish, and I feel like we need to let it happen. Now,
Okay, 1, 2, 3, The Oakview.
and we're just like looking at each
Wait,
other.
Sorry. Missed it. We missed the moment.
And
The
go.
moment's gone.
It's fine. I was singing in my head, "This Is What Dreams Are Made Of" from the Lizzie McGuire
I was singing
movie.
Hamilton.
That's what I was trying to figure out. I couldn't figure out what you were lip singing. Anyways, good day, hello, good evening to y'all.
Hello.
We are back. I am not apologizing for the episode of the metaphorical boxes, but I am saying that was a lot, and
I was too scared to listen back to it.
I just want that was a big deep dive for Lauren and I.
Just please ignore. Back to our regularly scheduled weird commentary on mundane things.
I
Just
veto that. Veto.
Okay.
Veto.
Back to the regularly scheduled program of our fun conversations about various topics.
Again, veto.
What?
I think that that episode was the flourishing step off of the boundary-ridden box of you and my life. Just saying.
Yeah.
But
yeah, well, this is just going to turn into therapy.
It would be a lot cheaper.
Except we'll just post it for anybody to listen.
And if anyone has any feedback, just like let us know.
If you're a therapist listening,
Licensed therapy would be brought to
give
you
some
by.
free consultation.
No, I have to say, it would probably be cheaper, and maybe we could get a sponsorship from like Talkspace or something.
Maybe.
Anyways, we're happy.
Who knows what the future holds?
We're just happy to finally have a second guest. Thank you, Kelly, again for showing up and telling us all the cool things about animals, because you know what? You need to know about it. You just do.
You know, I saw that we even got a comment on YouTube.
We did, Lauren. We got a comment on YouTube from a very episode long ago. Let me rephrase that. We got a comment from a YouTuber friend of ours that we don't even know, but they had a question about the wage gap episode.
Did they have a cool username?
It's called Feminism Debunked.
Oh.
Cool. I don't necessarily know what that means. It kind of sounds like a dig, but I'm going to ask the question. And Lauren, if you have an answer, please let me know. They said 94% of all workplace deaths are men. Do you think that dangerous jobs deserve higher pay than the safe jobs? Men, on average, work more hours than women on average. This is well documented. I don't agree.
Oh, that's just not true.
It's just not true. It really is not.
Women, on average, work more hours than men if we're counting
Correct.
the care tasks and the unpaid work. If we're
Correct.
counting the household chores that fall onto a woman, women work. We talked about that, too.
We did. Now, I don't
And
necessarily...
also, like, more dangerous jobs, that's, like, we didn't say anything about, like, what certain jobs deserve to be paid, but I think the term dangerous is kind of subjective.
I agree. I also think that the wage inequality is the goal here. We're talking about how we need to create the system equilibrium of the things, right? We're not talking about whether certain jobs deserve the higher salary, more pay.
Whatever.
We're just talking about equality on the board, that on average women are paid less. So that is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And if you'd like more information, there's plenty of it out there. Okay. Fun. So, Lauren, I'm going to bring it back up. Did you learn anything this week?
You know, you would think that I would think about these things before we start recording.
I appreciate your honesty.
You go first.
Okay. Well, I also should have thought about this.
Oh, see, exactly.
But
why are we doing this segment again?
Because I think it's good to check in our brain.
Okay. 10 seconds. Okay. Starting now. Go.
I got nothing. So we're not doing that.
Next.
Lauren and I are always prepared. But we decided that
Always.
because
This is for us.
this is a podcast about Lauren and I, only for Lauren and I. And if some people are witnessing this, that is on you. But I have to
That's
say,
just extra.
since I'm vetoing most things today, I'm going to also veto the What Did I Learn This Week segment because I can never come up with anything. How about you?
Love it. Next.
Moving on. All right. Lauren, do you remember our episode about friendship?
I do.
Do you remember how great that was? Talk about how great we are.
It was.
I was thinking about bringing that back.
Okay.
Just because, like, you know, our friendship has fluctuated in the years. And I think after that Metaphorical Boxes episode, we kind of want to dive a little deep into our friendship more. And I like to talk about things.
So we're going to talk about our friendship?
Well, I was thinking that maybe specifically we can talk about how to recover friendships. Maybe how to discuss what happens when the trust is broken. How to create boundaries within friendships. Because of all the people in the world to stand up to one another, it should be your friends. Because, like, you care about them and you want them to succeed.
I see that. And we can also talk about, like, positive or fun things about
Oh, yeah.
friendship or that qualities or whatever.
The benefits of having a friend is calling them up like you and being like, hey, what are you doing? Nothing. Well, I'm bringing you McDonald's and we're watching a movie. Done. That's what happened. And that's the benefits of our friendship. I think also there are some low-key moments that happen in my friendships that, like, we don't really talk about because that's just kind of expected of us to just show up for each other. Because there was this one time where a friend of mine, she just decided to go to Starbucks before she came over and she brought me a coffee. She didn't even ask. She just did. And the people that don't ask you to pay them back, oh my God.
Yes.
That is a friend. That is a friend. Amazing. So, Lauren, what are the moments in your friendships that can be challenging? Yeah, starting with the big one.
That is a loaded question.
I know. You can dig at me if you'd like to. I'm giving you full permission.
That are challenging?
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I can think of is, like, expectation.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Expectation from both viewpoints. So if you and a friend have a different idea of things about, like, how much time you spend together, how frequently you talk to one another.
Yeah.
Expectations about, like, how much of a support system you are to them, right? Because don't you have friends where, like, you might be their really, really good friend, but to you, they're just, like, an acquaintance.
They're a B friend.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
For real, though.
And I think that's really hard because I don't want to actively tell those people that they are my side friends.
No, or, like, a challenge for me sometimes is, like, I'm super nice.
Yes, you are.
Super, like a goody person. And so if I have rude friends or friends who, like, are nice to me and cool to me, but not necessarily nice and cool to everybody else,
right,
then people are looking at me like, what is up with this person? And I'm
No,
just like, I don't really know, but they're nice. They're, like, I promise they're kind of nice, but, like, they have their bad moments or whatever. But then on the flip side of that, like, it always hurts my feelings when, like, friends place judgment on me or, like, specifically exclude me or do not tell me things because of a perception about me.
Wow, yeah. They don't have the full picture of who you are, so they just made the choice to not participate with you in those things. Mm-hmm. That's kind of bogus. I'm sorry for that. That sucks. I have to say that, like, some of the most challenging moments are picking and choosing when I want to speak out towards my friends. Because, you know, over the years, I think people have really underestimated the power of long-term friendships and how we have, like, for me, some people, I just kind of get used to their behavior, right? But as we grow,
you just can't get rid of them.
Well, it's more... I have gotten rid of some.
Here I am.
Hi, you're still here. Get out.
Speaking. Present.
Ding dong. Who's there? Shut up.
I'm just kidding.
Anyways.
Who's there? Shut up.
So,
go away.
Will you please leave? those people, no, that's not what I mean. What I'm saying is that, like, if your friend continues to have unacceptable behavior, because when we were kids, it's whatever, you know, you get over that. As an adult, I no longer accept people to treat me with disrespect. I no longer accept my friends to walk on me like I'm a doormat. I'm not a yes man to my friends anymore. Mm-hmm. I'm a supportive friend. Girl, you need me, you call me. I will be there. But if you're like, oh, I left my wallet in the car. Can you pay for this? Every single time we go to Hobby Lobby? Girl, I can't afford Hobby Lobby and your Hobby Lobby things. My credit card will max out. So recently I had a challenging moment where I had to tell a friend of mine that I didn't like the way that they were speaking to me. And it kind of freaked him out because they had...
Oh my God, that's so hard.
God.
Channeling that, like, 7-year-old you.
Yeah, 7-year-old
like,
you. Why are you doing that to me? How dare you? No, it was really hard. And I think I kind of scared myself, too, because I was very stern. I said, please stop. Like, you cannot speak to me this way.
That's so hard. Lots of people can't do that. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to do that.
Well, and that's the other part of my question after this is saying, like, that's challenging. What do you do to navigate it? So what I did was I stood out and I said, hey, girl, like, you really can't speak to me this way. It's very rude. It's mean. You might not mean it, but it comes across like that. And she was like, I didn't really know. I didn't mean,
of course, right?
You know, like, I didn't really mean to be rude. And I just said, you know, what I was thinking. Girl, just because I've known you for X amount of years doesn't mean that you can talk to me this way. I'm not your sister. I'm definitely not your doormat. Absolutely. Right. I don't accept that behavior just because I've known you for so many years. No. Bye-bye. Because I will cut you out. No, I won't. I love them too much. I can't do it.
I feel like it's so hard to do that because after you've done that and stood up for yourself or whatever the case may be, it's like they're so awkward. Like it changes the vibe for that whole day, right? You kind of need some time to like cool off and then pretend like it never happened or whatever.
And I don't know about you, but like you know how you said you're very nice all the time. It's just it's your personality. And I don't think that means much, but saying that like you're very kind. For me, I always have to be the one to call people out and then smooth it over. Because
like you're doing both ends of the work.
Because I'm like, hello, you owe me an apology. I don't owe you one. Okay? But then it always ends up being weird. And I'm like, it's no big deal. I'm not mad. I just need you to know that this is my boundary. This is the line. You crossed it. Get out.
I don't have these situations often. Maybe I used to when I used to like talk to people. And now I'm an adult and I am boring.
I'm wondering if I hang out with a lot of alpha people. Alpha females.
Also, I will say, I don't have a lot of girlfriends. Like, I'm not a girlfriend kind of gal.
Do you have a lot of guy friends?
Yeah, like
I don't anymore.
That's my vibe.
I used to have guy friends in college and high school, but then
again, not that I talk to anybody now. I talk to like 3 people.
We don't leave our house. This is it. No, I hear you. I really hear you. I think a lot of people just can't handle confrontation even in friendships, and I'm like,
oh my gosh,
what better way to call someone out than in your friendships?
At her, though, like I hate confrontation.
I can't stand people who
I will take it for a long time.
Oh sure, I just can't stand people who won't talk about it. Like, we have to talk about this, because if we're friends till we're 50 or till I'm dead, you need to know that I can't deal with this anymore. Mm-hmm. But it was fine. We worked it out. We went out afterward and took cute pictures. And
do people do that to you?
Do they call me out?
Mm-hmm. Are you ever mean to your friends?
Oh yeah, I'm always mean to my friends. I don't know how to not be mean to my friends, but
oh my gosh.
But I think it's for me, it's out of play. Like, you know, I'll be like, bitch, get out of the car, versus like, you're being an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never do that. I won't do that. I like to have very calm conversations. Like, hey, whatever you just did back there, you can't do that again. That's not happening. Or if someone, like one time, my friend, she got left at a bar by this girl that she was hanging out with. I went and got her, and I was like, you cannot hang out with these people. They can't just leave you at a bar. by yourself? What?
I will be very honest with people. Like sometimes like people do not expect this from me, but I'll just throw a really honest jab into like a regular conversation.
Ooh, give me an example.
I will like call somebody out. I have no intention of it coming out the way that it comes out. Sometimes, and this will be like with coworkers.
Oh, Lauren.
Whatever. I'll be like, oh yeah, that's why you never help out in this project.
Lauren! That's so bold.
I'll be like, is that why you parked your car that way? Because you're avoiding that person? I don't know.
Amazing.
That is not a real example.
Amazing.
Things will just like
come out.
Slip out, and they're a little too honest sometimes, and I don't realize it, and then I'm like, and I'm always like, I didn't mean it like that. Like it's true, but like
that's so funny.
But I'll like apologize about it. But
well, that's good. That's like, big of you to at least say like I didn't mean it that way. Do you ever find that like your friends?
I'll be like, that wasn't nice. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like
don't.
I'm not trying to be mean to you. Don't.
But she was.
It was an accident. It doesn't happen often.
Do you ever find that like the people you text, like your friends that you text, their conversation voice in your head in a text? Sorry, this is not making any sense. When you text people and the voice you hear in your head when you read their text messages, do you ever find that their behavior in a text message is really different than their behavior in person?
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't text anybody, so.
Again, how are you going to be friends with Megan if you don't text, Lauren? Lauren, Megan needs you to text.
Okay.
You text? Oh, wait, is that an update? Oh, how's Megan?
Part of the 3 people that I texted her like once a week. It's only been like 2 weeks.
Amazing.
Right, at this point, so.
Amazing.
I need something to text her. I need like a funny picture or like something to.
You have to text her something.
I guess I could just say, hey, how are you?
Boring.
Lame.
We're so lame. I was just thinking because like there are people that aren't close to me, but I recognize that the way that they speak to me in a text message is very different than they speak to me in person. And I find that to be very frustrating because they're like
really
super bold, honest in a text, but they're not that way when I speak to them.
In real life.
I'm like, are you hiding behind your phone? Is that something that you do?
It's easier.
Well, that's lame. Get over yourself. That's my opinion.
Or sometimes, like, I really like to collect my thoughts and think about what I'm going to say very carefully.
That's fine.
So I prefer to text usually.
I think I just have a hard time because, like, certain people are really bold and they're very brave, I want to say, when they want to discuss important topics. And then when I see them and we want to discuss or continue that discussion, they have a very timid personality or character.
Are you talking about me?
No, because we're currently talking to each other. That doesn't make any sense.
I know. I just feel like I do that sometimes.
How dare you? I mean, sometimes you say a lot more to me in person and you say less in a text, and I think you're mad at me.
Really?
Yeah, I do. And then I have to go in my head and be like, she's not mad. She's probably tired or busy, or she probably is just doing something that I should be doing, like work. Like today, Lauren.
You're the person that I know I can text like without any fluff. Like I can just say yes and I don't have to be like, yes, that sounds good.
Yeah,
or,
no,
like,
I hear you.
I can just like do it in 2 seconds.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for letting me be that friend, because I definitely don't want to put on a hat for you to like be an extra friend. I don't need any more of that. I was thinking about how today Lauren and I were supposed to record earlier, and I texted her this long paragraph of what we should talk about. I was like, what do you think about this? Do you want to talk about this? Like, you know, we did talk about this in the past, but like I thought maybe we could bring this up again. And then like
cut to 1 hour.
1 hour later, I text her again and I'm like, hello, what time do you want to record? She goes, I fell asleep. I'm getting up now. And I was like, oh God, I thought she was upset. You know, and
no, you said, I love you.
Oh, I did. I was like, I love you, because she was so honest. But most people
I said, I accidentally fell asleep.
Most people would say something like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it. Lauren's like, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. And I'm like,
even say I'm sorry.
Yeah, I fell asleep. And I was like, oh, okay, got it. Okay, we're good. So I was like, I can get off my couch now. I got it. Awesome. Lauren, do your friendships ever feel like they're kind of plateauing? Or have you in the past have had friendships that plateaued, that they just kind of like fell?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you feel in those moments?
Sad.
Do you think that it's your fault?
And either it like fades away, or you just like you ride out the wave, right?
Good point.
You're just like, this is where we're at right now. It does not represent how we are as friends.
Oh wow! See,
it's just our current state.
I find that to be really interesting because
it's not a forever. This is a temporary lull, or it's just like it will fade.
I was gonna say that's where I normally end up at the end of that tunnel. Is it fades. And then I go, what happened? How did we get here? And I get kind of bummed. Do you ever feel like you have to like rekindle?
Like we didn't talk for a long time.
That's true.
Not like it would be like a, once every 3 month, hey, how are you? Text message.
I really don't even think it was that short. I think it was much longer. Lauren, I didn't even know you had a boyfriend for like 2 years. It was crazy. But, like, that didn't offend me one bit.
She's never going to let me live that down.
No, but I find it to be mind-blowing because I still consider you to be my best friend. And I was like, oh,
yeah, right?
Good,
so the whole time I was like, yeah, I'm still my best friend. We just don't talk right
We don't
now,
talk
right?
to each other.
It was a lull. It was a lull. I don't know. We were just doing our thing.
We really were. We were just trying to navigate life and be adults and try to be.
Yeah, we were like, it was just hard and we were busy and like, but like I never felt sad about that.
No,
I never kind of like, it is what it is.
I never felt sad about that.
Is that interesting?
That is interesting.
Like, it didn't, because it was just like on a back burner, and if anything came up, I don't want that to sound.
It sounds like the pot is just kind of like
it wasn't a priority. Like if you called, I would have picked up the phone, and I know that if I called, you would have picked up the phone. If we needed help, we would have helped each other.
Well, that's what happened. I called you.
Exactly.
And I was like, I'm having a really hard time right now, and I really need to talk to you, and I miss you. And you were like, same. Oh my gosh. And then
it was like, me too.
This is history.
Let's chat. Yeah.
Most of those friendships that have like faded, I've been always really curious about them. I kind of sometimes think about them. I don't like, it's not my whole life. It doesn't revolve. I do sometimes like reflect and be like, what happened there? I hope they're okay.
They're like, oh, they were cool.
No, they were.
Those are the people that I comment on their Facebook posts, or I send them stuff. I'll just send them random stuff on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah, those are the people that you hype them up on the internet. You're like, you're doing it.
Yes.
You cheer them on. I see people who are like, like going through weight loss journey. I'm like, you look phenomenal then, now, and forever. Just like overly hyped for their lives, and I don't even talk to them. There are people that have subscribed to our podcast. Hey guys. Hi. Hey. How's it going?
Thanks
that I haven't talked to in years. So really appreciate you. You're great. Love you. Hope you're succeeding. You probably are. And then those are the people that I'm like, wow, it's so nice to feel supported by people, even though we don't communicate frequently. That makes me feel great.
And doesn't that make you feel good? Like, oh, not only do they not hate me.
Correct.
They like me enough to listen to this podcast.
I must have some kind of cool personality where you're like, Emma, talk to me every day, all day in my ear. Yes.
They came for Emma and they stayed for Lauren.
I'm just kidding. That needs to be a t-shirt. I just want to say, because I'm not offended by that at all. At all. Not at all.
So what's like a positive thing?
What do you mean? Anything's positive.
About friendship.
Oh my God, friendship? The support behind the scenes, man. That's a good friendship.
What is your expectation for A, B, and C level friends?
Oh, okay. So my A level friends, I expect you to speak to me. No, I don't. Frequently. Now, I'm not saying every day.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I am saying that. Okay, yes. Yeah, you have to talk to me at least once a week. If I don't hear from you, I'm going to consider you dead. Because then I have to do the check-in text, and I hate the check-in text. Hey, haven't heard from you in a while. Just saying hi. Hope you're great. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so busy. Don't apologize. Bitch. Hey, all of you people I'm talking to you. You A friends. Don't apologize to me. I'm just letting you know that I know you didn't die and I'm not dead either. And I want you to know that I care about you. Okay?
Perfect.
End of story. Just say, great. Thank you. Hope you're well.
Alive and well.
Alive and well. Peace out. See you next month. Perfect. Done. Capped. My B-level friends, I just expect like a good convo when I see ya.
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect anything else. I don't even care if you like anything of mine. I don't even care if you ever talk to me. But it's good to know that you're like there and I could rely on you for things. Like I have,
My expectation is like every other month, random Snapchat
very
text
specific
conversation. Like I replied to the picture of the burger
and
that
then we talked for like an hour.
We talked for like less than an hour, mostly about food.
Yes.
And then the conversation just stops.
Yes.
Like
Yes. And then no one ever says anything else, and you don't talk until the next photo snap.
Until the next Snapchat conversation.
Yes. Yes. Oh God, so good. That's so good. I kind of want to. I'm trying to consider what kind of friend this is. So people that I talk to in those instances that are super random, but that I 100% support everything that they do. Like, I don't want to call them a B friend.
Fan club.
Fan club.
Fan club friends.
They're my fan club friends. Guys, I have so many fan club friends.
I absolutely love that. I just do not talk to them frequently.
They are not expectation friends. They are not calling me, telling me, why don't you talk to me?
It's almost like a back burner friend.
No. I think it's different. I think it's like you're going for the winning shot and you have like 100 people.
It's like a pedestal, but like...
No, it's not cocky like a pedestal or like ego like a pedestal. It's more like, I see you. You doing it. And then they clap for you. Like I have some friends. Well, I don't even like calling them friends because I feel like friend is like overused. But like fan club, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's equal. It's not like I'm in your fan club and you're not in
mutual.
mine. Like we are mutual fan club friends.
Mutual fans.
Mutual fans. Fans of the friends.
I'm a fan.
I'm a friend of it. I'm a fan. I agree. Now I don't know what C friendship looks like. What is that? What is C friendship? Like, I only call you because I know you have a good referral for me for a mechanic. Is that a C level friend? Just trying to figure that out. What does that mean?
Kelly, you're a vet. Can I send you?
Kelly, can I? Oh, yeah.
Can I ask you about my cat? I'm the worst. I am the worst.
I think Kelly is your B level friend. She's your fan club friend.
Yeah, no, she's totally my fan club
No expectations,
anyway,
but all the support. Cal, you know it.
C level friend is like specific request. This is super random, but this picture came up in my memory from 10 years ago. Oh. Just here you go. Also, like, a life event happened. Like, somebody died. Hey, thinking of you. Bye. Like...
that's a good point because certain people you call...
They're like the twice a year convos.
Yeah, like the creasters.
Yes.
But for friends.
Yes.
No, I agree because there are certain people that like they're on your phone contact list.
I want everybody to know who's listening that if I got your phone number in middle school, it is in my phone to this day.
Oh, it is.
It's probably not your phone number anymore, but it is there. I
tried to call someone the other day and it said, "Do you mean Dan so-and-so?" And I was like, Dan? I haven't talked to Dan since 7th grade. Who the heck is Dan? I was like, Siri, you really don't know what the hell you're doing.
My husband is wild. Like, why don't you delete all of these? And I'm just like,
because then I have to go in and delete them. You can't do it on the computer. You gotta manually do it. Oh God. And yes, I know you can do it on the Mac, but it's not as simple and it's actually more complicated, okay? So come at me. Anyways, those people you call to tell them that like your grandma died. You know what I mean? But yeah. But I also, okay, but there's gotta be a D level friend. And the D level friend
is the friends you don't actually like.
Is the Facebook group. It's the people that like your crap.
I like my Facebook
friends.
No.
That's fan club friends. The people.
Oh, you're right.
The people that are just there for information.
Okay, I see.
Because there are people I'm friends with on Facebook that I simply have for information.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? You get updates on like the people that you used to hang out with or not hang out with. Or like
you're so right.
You're updating yourself on
How
their
are they doing?
on
kind
their
of like,
family and like you
on their friend. Yes. You know, we don't talk, but I really like your mom because she was so nice to me when I was 5 years old. So like,
I'm still friends with my ex-friend's parents.
Or it's like, yeah, you're Facebook friends with their parents, so you know what's happening in your friend's life.
Yes, that's literally what's happening. But I mostly do that because I don't know. It's kind of comforting to get a little blast from the past.
Just seems right.
It just seems right.
That's the only thing I'm holding on to Facebook.
What did Betsy ever do to me? Nothing. Also, I don't know anyone by that name. But what did she ever do? Nothing. I'm not going to delete her. God, no.
Exactly.
I can't do that. But I will delete your family if you wronged me.
Okay.
Out.
Good to know.
Gone. Bye. You want to know why you can't see anything but me? Because I got all rid of your family members. Wow, that was really intense. I don't mean it that way. I just mean, like, I don't really want to see it because, like, it makes me sad. Like, there are certain people that I get really upset that I'm no longer friends with. And when I see your picture with your mom, I go, oh, God, my soul.
I feel you.
My soul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it hurts.
Are there things about me that you just kind of accept that you don't really like?
That I don't like about you?
Mm-hmm. Or that you tolerate?
No. I mean, like, I don't think that's like a fair question because I feel
don't
like
either.
with anybody, like,
what do you mean? Oh,
I feel like the people that you can only really live 100% comfortably with are like your family members and like your spouse, right? Mm-hmm. We're very different people, but like there's nothing that I just tolerate about you that I don't like about you, right?
Thank you so much. I had to ask because we need to get that out in the open.
Do you just tolerate me?
Sometimes.
What do you hate about me?
Everything.
Don't answer. I'll cry.
Lauren and I were literally just talking about before we recorded about how, like, when she gets constructive criticism, she kind of like weeps a little bit on the side.
We were talking about how you go through like
the stages of grief when you get like
you cry
out.
And then you get angry and then you accept.
That's literally me. Anytime something happens at work, I'm like, how could you? How dare you? And then I'm like, I didn't mean it. I feel like I'm really good at my job. And then you go, well, yeah, okay. That makes sense. We can move on now. And then you're all right. And then you're all right.
And then it's fine.
And that's fine, but you got to go through it. I think that's very much our generation thing. We get really hyped up about things that happen to us when it's really not a big deal.
I think that's true for anybody.
I will beg to differ. Only because I know a lot of people older than me. Just saying. It's okay. Anyways, I think another positive thing about friends, besides just like taking my shit, letting me just be, is when they're like, hey, Emma, do you want to hang out? And I go, no. And they go, great. And then we're fine. We're fine. It's good.
Me to you all the time.
Do you want me to come over? No. Got it. I just had to ask because I felt like I was obligated to ask. But it's true. It's very true. There's a lot of pressure. Like, we have to, like, you know, meet a standard in friendships these days. And I'm like, I don't need that. I don't.
If you're listening, I don't want to hang out.
But I do want to talk to you.
I like, let's Zoom call.
We can Zoom.
Call me.
Call
beep
me
if you want to reach me.
We've been saying this for weeks. Call us, beep us. That's where I'm gonna segue into this. My favorite time with my friends is when we're equally sitting on the couch on our phones and nobody is talking. It's the best. And then I need like someone to just check in, like maybe like in 20 minutes, like, hey, you good? You good? You need water? No, we're good. Okay, moving on. That comfort, I feel a lot of comfort in that, and I feel a lot of comfort that I'm able to walk into people's homes and not
comfortable in silence and comfortable
yes.
with families and just with their area.
Yes. I'm also very grateful for the family friends, like the parents and the siblings that have taken me in and accept me for my weirdness.
People that understand you so well. And like, you don't have to, or they'll, you know, they're just like, I know what you're thinking, so just like, we'll chill or whatever.
Right,
like,
right.
You don't have to worry about it.
Right. There's no like, you don't need a mind read.
Yeah, like, you don't have to host me right now. Just you do you.
That was my favorite moment with you when you got your new house with your husband. When I came over and I said, I just want to like be here. You don't need to like do anything. And you're like, great, I'm going to go put on sweatpants. And then every time I come over, she's in sweatpants. Because there's like no expectations. And she looked me in the eye and she's like, I'm really grateful that I don't have to be something when you're around. I'm like, I don't need it. I would prefer not, because then I have to be as well. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know how much further we want to talk.
It's almost our bedtime, so bye.
This is what you're going to do to the people that have committed themselves for 40 minutes?
If we're being honest, Emma and I have to go to bed.
We are.
This is what we like to call responsible communication. We're setting up a boundary. We have a bedtime. We'd love to chat forever. Unfortunately, we are working women.
We are.
Who need their sleep.
Speaking of working women.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Literally, Emma was like, I want to talk about this, and then we didn't. So that's what we need to talk about.
I just want to wrap up and say that thank you to all the people who are women who have been fighting the fight, because this has been International Women's History Month, and we have been loving March. We love to celebrate the women who have paved the way, and I find it to be very important to talk about with my friends, and that is something that I consider an A-level friendship. So happy Women's History Month.
So we're wrapping up at the end of Women's Month. I think Emma had more things that she wanted to say.
I just wanted to just acknowledge why I find this to be kind of the greatest. And it's mostly because I
thought of more things to say, so we're totally not going to bed.
I just want to say, Women's History Month normally has a theme, and this year we're just continuing off of 2020 because, pandemic. But we just want to say that even though there's a pandemic, we are still battling and recognizing women's suffrage and all of that they have gained, and over the passage of the years since the 20s, and for over 100 years, women have been fighting to have the right to vote, for speeches, stage demonstrations, and we deserve that kind of recognition. And it's so much more than just presenting your favorite female gifts and flowers, but really recognizing that we deserve a place, we deserve equality. And there have been some badass women this month, I have to say, that I love, like Kamala Harris. Thank God for her. Mm-hmm. Bless her soul. We're seeing a lot of women in science coming through the works. We're recognizing that they are securing our peace in the social progress. And we're fully enjoying the human rights and fundamental freedoms that require us to be actively participating in this thing that we call life. Specifically, yes, please go.
I am not like a pop culture junkie at all, and I did not watch the Grammys, but women swept the Grammys.
They really did. Taylor Swift came out with the Grammys. Billie Eilish, Lizzo even had a little bit of a moment.
Beyonce,
I would love her. But yeah, it's just contributing to this could have been very simple and just saying that, like, Women's History Month is a way that we designate and capture the spirit of these challenging times. And we really like to recognize that with the United Nations and how they do a great job at scheduling, talks and speeches and over the years, and even through Zoom this year. So shout out to that. And then, of course, I like to highlight my favorite women in pop culture right now. Tori Kelly. She is coming out with another album in April. Love her so much. It's really cool to see people that I admire also find passion in things like women's history. Also, we're not even just like celebrating Women's History Month because we are continuing to fight a good fight. We're just reminding ourselves of the accomplishments of women throughout the years in our culture and society through science and politics that change the way that we reflect what our purpose is here.
Yeah, the way that the world runs today.
Correct.
So here is the question for you. Mm-hmm. I'm on TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay. There's lots of feminists on TikTok, and I feel like we're steering feminism in like a kind of scary direction. Ooh. Right? Because there's a big difference between feminism, which is equality, men and women being equal. Here's the thing. People on the internet and in TikTok like to make videos and trash on men, which is hilarious. Do not get me wrong. Like,
God.
I think it's funny, right? Because it's funny. And they're like, you know, all just like the men are trash kind of comments that people just like slide in here and there. And I don't know if you see that, but I see that like all the time.
I think I see similar, but not the same.
It kind of worries me, right? Because if I was a man, I would be like, wow, people are trashing on me like left and right. And then calling themselves a feminist and using those two terms as like synonyms, like in tandem with one another. And that's what I don't like. Because I feel like it puts a very wrong representation on feminism, because feminism is equality. Men and women are equal. We want equal rights, equal pay, etc. But doing that is much different than saying men are trash, right? Saying men are trash is catchy. Don't get me wrong. It's catchy. But it's not feminism.
I think people
at all.
No, I hear you, but I think people are misguided and miseducated, and that's how they are misrepresented, because feminism equals, like you said, equality for women and men. We do not think that we deserve better or greater than the male companion. However,
Correct.
I do think it is important that we acknowledge inappropriate behavior and things that occur in that particular.
Bundling it all in like an all-consuming joke.
No, and
saying like, you know what I mean?
I agree, but I also think it's important to not only hold men accountable, but hold women accountable. We need to continuously do that in order for us to achieve greatness.
So when we say men are trash, let's just be really specific. And those two things, or I always see them in tandem with one another. And although it's catchy, I do worry about it in the long run.
Yes.
Because we need to like work together, right?
Agreed. I think it's really important that we also recognize that we have two powerful females in the White House. Whether you believe in the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, it really doesn't matter. Acknowledging that there are a significant higher percentage of females in government right now is a great step in the direction of change and positivity. So that's my soap opera. Welcome to my TED Talk. Thank you for having me. I'm going to sleep. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. This has been another episode that we'd love for you to subscribe to, share with your friends, and maybe, if you have time, rate it on the iTunes podcast, because we love you. Okay, good night. Good night.
Bye, guys.
Thank you again for listening to The Oakview. You can follow Lauren and Emma on Instagram at The Oakview Podcast, OAKVIEW Podcast, or email us at theoakviewpodcast@gmail.com.